Hi, I'm Mark. I'm Director of Jones & Young Mortgage Brokers. We're a specialist mortgage broker that helps self-employed people to get a mortgage. So we help contractors, CIS workers, self-employed and limited company directors. As a limited company director myself, I completely understand the stresses and hassles that you go through to try and get yourself a mortgage. One of the biggest problems with limited company director mortgages is how your income is presented. There's multiple ways you can present your income. So you could use salary and dividends, which is the more traditional route used by most lenders, or you can use your salary and net profits, which is used by a handful of lenders. The benefits of using your net profit firstly is you don't need to increase your taxable dividends. So you're not increasing your tax liability in any way. So this is really beneficial for people that are higher rate taxpayers. So you can keep yourself below the tax thresholds using your salary and dividends, but when it comes to you getting a mortgage, we're able to use your net profits, which is generally a higher figure, and then we're able to lend more money. As a limited company director, there's absolutely no need to increase your dividends just to get a mortgage. We hear a lot of people increase their dividends and pay extra tax just to get a mortgage that they want to show a higher income. There's absolutely no need for that, as we can use your salary and your net profits, which is a perfect workaround. You won't jeopardize your rate at all. You'll generally still get a really competitive rate. And once you calculate the tax savings compared to the extra you may pay in a mortgage, it'd still be beneficial to use your net profits to get a mortgage rather than increasing your taxable dividends. As experienced mortgage advisors and understand how limited company directors work, we can look at it in more of a holistic approach. So we can use your salary and dividends, or if it does make more sense, we can use your net salary and net profits for your limited company. Limited company directors, you can still get a 5 and 10% deposit mortgage. You can still use your latest company accounts, or you've only been trading 1 year, we can use the 1 year trading. Most lenders do take an average of the last 2 years, but there are lenders that can take the latest years or use 1 year's trading. We help self-employed people to get a mortgage using their SA 302. We can use that for 18 months. We can use 1 year's trading figures, or we can use your latest year's figures. Some lenders will ask for an average of the last 2 years, but that's not the case for all lenders. We can still get you a mortgage even if you're self-employed with a 5% deposit or a 10% deposit. But if you can get a 15% deposit, you will start to see lenders being a bit more generous. So with a 15% deposit, you can start to borrow 5 times your income. If you've got a 5 or 10% deposit, you are generally limited to the 4.5 times your taxable income. It doesn't matter if you're self-employed or employed, you'll always get the same rate. I think a lot of self-employed people feel they get penalised for being self-employed, but that's not the case. All the criteria is exactly the same for employed or self-employed people. The only area it does change is how the lender views your income and calculates your income. We can help contractors to get a mortgage. There's a lot of benefits for being a contractor. The biggest benefit being a contractor is that we can use your gross day rate. This generally means you can borrow more money than if you were using your limited company salary and dividends or your sole trader income. We can use your gross day rate. We times it by the number of days a week you work, and then times that by 46 or 48 weeks depending on the lender. The biggest advantage to this is that we're using your gross pay instead of your lower taxable income from the accountant. This means that you can run your company as tax efficient as possible, but at the same time you're able to borrow using your gross pay to get the mortgage that you feel you deserve. So some lenders allow contractors to use their day rate. One, you can use your gross day rate and be treated like an employee when it comes to mortgage affordability and lending capacity. This means you can generally borrow more money because the lender's using a higher income multiple to calculate that income. So for example, if you're a limited company director taking salary and dividends about 30,000, the maximum you'd be able to borrow is around 150, but yet you could have a day rate of about £400, which could be equating to £60,000 in income, which would then mean you'd be able to borrow more to 200 to 250,000. So just by what income we use and how we package that for the lender, will dictate about how much you can borrow. You could easily borrow another 100,000 just by presenting your income using your day rate rather than your company accounts and the taxable income. If you're self-employed and you're a limited company director, contractor, CIS subcontractor, or a sole trader, then please get in touch and we're able to get you the mortgage that you want.